the whip finish tool. It's not that hard. I'm going to show you a video on how I do it, and hopefully it helps. And if it does, let me know. Leave a comment. Tell me it helped. Hit the thumbs up. Give me a big like on that. Let's do this video. Tell me what you think. Okay, so we have got that jig in the vise, and I am on the exact same side of that jig as you are at home. We're going to put a little Sally Hansen's there. We're going to do the whip finish, and we're going to do it where you'll be able to see it really good. It's hard to explain the whip finish. You couldn't talk somebody through the whip finish. And I think when I first started tying, I got a book that kind of gave you directions on how to do it. And it might as well have been written in Chinese. And that's the truth. Like I said, I'm on the exact same side, so I'm probably going to end up bumping my camera mount. I'm going to do my best not to, and to try to keep this looking right. So we're going to do the taper neck jig. We're going to stop right there. We're going to cut that tag end off. And we're going to be using this flash. I sold a lot of these jigs in Florida for like grass shrimp. And these are really cool looking when they get done. They're very, very simple. It's just a chartreuse painted jig head with a red dot on each side. I let that dry. And then I went back and I put this really high-vis silver right in the middle of it to kind of give it a pupil. We're going to pinch a little bit of this here off. We're going to start out with about that much. And you're going to want to make sure when you're tying material like this in that you have got a pretty decent glue base on that, because this stuff's kind of slick, a little slippery. And we're going to do about like that right there, and we're going to let the thread push that down on there and let it seal. So we're going to take this material we got, and like I said, you can see the colors in that. I had a gentleman in Florida that was buying those by almost by the hundreds. He swore by them in Florida. Said he was killing the crappie with them. Well, he was calling them specks. But that's okay. We ain't gonna hold that against him. All right, so we're gonna wrap that in there tight. We're gonna go this way. We'll come back up, and that's all we're gonna do with this jig. We're not gonna put any flash in it because it's gonna be flash enough, and we're gonna taper it up some. Then we're gonna get that whip finish tool out. And we're going to do the whip finish. I'd like to be able to make the only video of the whip finish. Somebody would look at it and go, that's it. Never need another one. And that's all there is to this jig. And you can kind of pull that material back and forth, and you can make it stand out, flare out. But it ties a really cool looking jig. I got that stuff off Amazon. Can't remember what the name of it is. But there it is. Here we go. So let's try to zoom in. Let's see if we can get it back where it can help. It's not going to. We're going to have to back it off just a little bit. Well, I don't think we lost focus. Yeah, let's try it again. Okay. So here's where we're going to start out at. You've got a rod here that spins, it rotates. Rotates by that ball joint right there. If you're not holding on to this end and you're not holding on to that ball, it free spins. And there's a part of this where you're going to want to let it free spin. The best way I can describe it is start out by pinching your fingers right there at that ball. And you're just going to kind of hold on to it. You don't want it just flopping and loose right now. You're going to take that hook, and you're going to put it underneath that thread, and you're going to pull this one up. And you're going to start putting tension back here on this end, and you're going to let that ball go. You're going to bring it up here. Now I've got no tension on that ball at all. Now it's just going to be the whip finish tool doing all the work. I'm going to feed it. I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to feed it. I'm going to wrap it, feed it, wrap it, feed it, wrap it. Now we're going to call that part right there that not done. We're going to pop that out. We'll pull it up. Pull it down nice and tight. All right, now what I'm going to do, we're going to call this jig right here done. I'm going to end up putting some UV resin on it, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'm gonna take another one of these because they stand out pretty good. Had a couple of them been laying back here, been waiting to get tied up for a long time, but we are gonna put it in a vise, clamp it down. I'll take our 210 denier. Wrap it, wrap it, wrap it, wrap it, wrap it. Come back up here. Cut that off. Sorry, told you I was gonna bump that camera. I'm on the exact same side. This is my left hand, this is my right hand. So I'm looking at it the exact same way you are, unless you're left-handed and you gotta face it the other way. There it is. We're gonna grab hold of that ball and we're gonna hold it. I'll pinch it right there between our fingers. I don't want it to pivot yet. I'm gonna hook it. Hook it with the top part. Come back over this right here. Now I'm gonna let go of that ball and I'm gonna force it to go down. I'm gonna pull back up and I'm going for the triangle look. You see, I got the triangle. We're gonna wrap as I feed it at the same time. Now I'm gonna pull back. That's giving me more thread to wrap with. Pull back. And then once you get so much pulled out right in here, then you can do some wrapping here. And I feel the spool moving. So I'm not holding it real tight in my hand over here, and I'm just kind of letting it pull out what it needs. But when I got to get it pulled back out to do my knot, I'm gonna pull it up a little bit tighter. I'm gonna pull it all the way up, pop it out. So we're gonna pull that thread back up. Hold on to your ball joint right here. You don't want it free spinning just yet. Gonna hook it, loop it, let it fall down. I let go of that ball joint, pull it back up, created my V. Got a triangle. And then this hand here is doing most of the work, and this hand here is just controlling how much thread's coming out of my bobbin. Pop it out. Hold on to your ball, hook it, come over the bend, let it go. And we're gonna wrap it. I can feel my spool spinning just a little bit. Sometimes I'm gonna have to let a little bit out to be able to make sure I got room to be able to let this piece come free. Just like that. Make sure it's pulled down in there nice tight. So we got all that thread on there. I ain't really gonna let this thing go to waste. We're gonna dab a little Sally Hansen's on there. We're gonna try to zoom in on it. Oh yeah, nice close, nice close. We're gonna take this crazy looking, really flashy material, which we're gonna take this stuff, see how it's all bent different directions. I'm gonna find the stuff that's going mainly one direction. And I'll show you a trick with this stuff too when I get ready to tie this on. I didn't do it on that first one, I should have. Reach in there, we're gonna cut it off. Before you put it on there and tie it, put that stuff between your fingers and roll it. It's not all gonna roll the same way, and that way you got some going in different directions. And I got it kind of really crazy right there in my fingers. Pushing it around the hook, and we're gonna start wrapping. Now, Sally Hansen's gonna hold it. It's gonna have a really good glue base when I get done with it. We're gonna taper that neck up. We're gonna completely finish this one. That's where the 210 denier comes in good. It helps build that tapered neck. We're gonna get the whip finish again. Let's go back, let's zoom back out for this one more time. Hold on to your ball. Make it to where it don't want to spin. Hook it, loop it, get your triangle. Ooh, I reversed that. I didn't think I'd be able to. I really thought I'd have it all jacked up if I tried to reverse it. Let's do it again. Hook it, hold on to the ball, loop it. Now I'm pulling up, and then I'm gonna let this fall down. Pulling up, let that fall down. Pull up, let go of your ball. Boom, and it falls. It'll want to go that way. Don't try your best not to fight this tool. Put a plain jig head in your vise and just sit there and do it until you got it. Because I promise you, once you get it, you got it. And you'll see, after doing it for so long, it's hard to slow down and do it. It's hard to teach somebody else how to do it when you're used to going boom, 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 you know, whipping out a bunch of jigs at a time. So my intention with this was to teach you, be the only video that people go to figure out how to use this whip finish tool. And what would be better if I could have somebody make me one that was big and use like a piece of twine or something to be able to show you how to do it. But let's get this one here finished up. Let's get the UV resin on it. Let's zoom back in. All right, here we go with our UV resin. And I'm not cheap with this. Everybody knows that. I like it on there heavy, just like that. See that drip running down? See how I turn it? I'm gonna let that drip cover it. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna push it up over the head and eyes, help protect that paint a little bit. Try not to get it in the eye there, because you get it in the eye there and it hardens up. Once you put it in your UV box or your UV light, and it almost take a jackhammer to get that UV resin out of that. There we go. Tell me, you know, for a homemade jig, there was no eyes stuck on it. There was no glue. It was all just our acrylic paint from Walmart. Done that. I mean, it's cheap. This is an easy one to do. The acrylic paints are cheap. Figure out some way to put a little circle on the eye, and you'd be whipping these babies out all day long. But there it is. I really hope that whip finish helped. Man, I had to watch a lot of videos when I first started on how to do that whip finish tool. So I'm right there. I was right there in the boat with you guys. If you know somebody that's starting out and you think this video helped, share it. Tell them about it. Let them see it. And if this one don't help, if somebody needs to see it another way, I'm more than willing. Say something, and I'll try to show another way on how to do it. But that's it. That's my UV. Not my UV, but that is my whip finish video. Got a pretty cool looking jig out of the process. But that's it. Don't let this little tool beat you. Don't fight it. Let it do the work. That's what it's made to do. It's made to do the work, and you're just feeding it. Let it go through its motion. That's all there is to it. And like I said, once you get it, you get it. And if this video helped you out, please like it. Leave a comment on what it finally took to get you to be able to make that knot. Like, share, subscribe, let other people know if they're trying to do the whip finish. That's all I got, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for everybody that has subscribed in the last few weeks. It is so appreciated.